All right. What is up, YouTube boxing family? Hold on, let me see if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? I think I'm doing pretty good. Hold on, let me just check my stream, and then I will, continue this, chat session. Yeah. So yeah, let's get right to it, man. Got a lot of information to be breaking down today. We'll be having the brother, Mr. Michael Angeletti, on. Hold on. Okay, sweet. All right. So yeah. Hope you guys are hitting up with the like button, and be sure to do what y'all gotta do. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I have pretty much how should I say, you know, some people coming in to the panel. I'm trying to get like my profile picture to go up. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'll just kind of put this one. Let's see if that could work. All right, cool. Yeah, let's see if that worked. If that did, then I will. All right, cool. All right, it did work. So, all right, we're just going to wait for Michael to come in, and yeah, we got Combat Toolback coming through. So, yeah, guys, just sit tight. I'll be kind of breaking down this fight right here with Henry Moncho LeBron and Carlos Ramos. This is a pretty good fight right now. I'm enjoying, this matchup. Carlos Ramos, not the greatest fighter out there, but he's definitely a very, very tricky southpaw. And even though he does not poise to be a deadly threat right now, I think Henry, he's controlling the distance. He's fighting very comfortable against southpaws now, and I think it's because Henry, he's now entering into his bigger stage of his career where he's able to do the things that he wants to do. So, yeah, this is Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend. Shout out to Mr. Henry Moncho LeBron. Like I'm proud of you, man. And I hope Henry becomes world champion because you know there's gonna be some big things coming in the future. And I think Henry Moncho LeBron will be that next big talent if he does solidify victory tonight against a tough, young, hungry Carlos Ramos. Um, but yeah, this is a pretty good fight. I have Henry up 2 rounds to nothing. Um, this is a pretty difficult, opponent that Henry has in front of him. Carlos Ramos, not the type of dude that people has ever heard of. The only reason why I would ever say that this guy is ever fighting him is probably because of the WBO. It's trying to move Henry in a certain direction where, he's trying to get himself to a potential fight with Navarrete. And with that, I don't know what happened with the WBO belt. He had the WBO Latino Super Featherweight title. I don't know what happened with that belt. I guess, that belt, was just taken like away, but I want to say, if anything, Henry, he is ranked. It's not like this guy just came right in front of him just to fight him. So, I mean, this is a good matchup. I'm enjoying it. And, yeah, I think, for tonight's fights, it's gonna, it's gonna be action packed, we have Teofimo Lopez and Josh Taylor tonight. We obviously have Vander Zayas and, you know, who's that other guy? I believe like Ronald Cruz. Yep. And then we have Luis Barroso and I believe Bruce Carrington. And then we also have who else do we have? Omar Rosario versus John Carlos Rivera. So that should be interesting. And yeah, some pretty good, decent matchups. Um, yeah, we also have Robson Conceição. He's going up against Nicholas Polanco, but I'm not really looking for that fight. I think Robson's going to beat him. Um, okay, yeah, like I got you found that. All right, I will give you the link right now. Uh, actually, yeah, hold on, give me 1 second. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Alright, I got it. Sorry. But yeah. Like I apologize for that. I posted the streamer link for your combat, but yeah, that's pretty much what I was, saying. Yeah, like I'm just gonna, just wait up on Michael to come in, and then after that we should be set to go. So, all right, sweet. We got Mr. Michael Angeletti. Yo,
Hey.
yo, what's up, Mike?
Oh,
Uh oh. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear me.
Yeah. Like I can hear you. All right, sweet. And like I got combat here. Yo, combat. Oh,
What's cracking with you?
doing pretty good. Um, yeah. First of all, I just want to say thank you, Michael, for coming on. Appreciate the time, and yeah, congratulations on a huge victory. That was a good fight.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, he was tough, man. He came prepared and he had a good game plan. But yep, I could fight so many different ways that I was able to fight the fight that he wanted and still be dominant.
Yeah. What is the plan as far as like what you're trying to do? Because it seems like last time out, like this is quite like a long wait. So like as far as like heading into like the bigger fights, like are you gonna get those opportunities in the future?
Yeah, that's the plan. We looking to fight next. We're on a fast track, so we trying to go for it. We think I'm ready. My team think we're ready, and we're ready for the big names, top names. That's what we're trying to get.
Yeah.
Our next fight, we looking for a top guy, somebody highly ranked, and hoping that it be a 10 around the next. That's the next. That's what we got coming up next.
So you
Wow.
moving along fast, man. Quick question. The last fight you had, you're just looking sharper and sharper. I ain't gonna lie, I've been following you for a little minute, but that was the biggest platform you been on thus far, right?
All my fights been under PPC, so I've been on PPC and for the most part, yeah.
Okay, because it just seems like the attention is growing more and more. I definitely know you've been with PPC the whole time, but it just seems like I don't know, the spotlight on you is getting greater. Maybe it's the placement on the cards, or maybe it's the fact that you're going up in rounds gradually too. How was your preparation for going into that last fight? What's game planning and strategizing with Michael Angeletti and his coach like? What's that experience?
So yeah, we break everybody down. We look at the good things that they do. We look at the bad things. Footwork. The guy, if he got footwork, is he a flat-footed fighter? Combinations he like to go, and we prepare for him to be able to throw those combinations, and we try to take that away as well. So we prepare, like when we do the mitts, some real life mitts. Coach try to mimic as best as possible what the guy is doing. But our initial game plan was to box and try to stay long. But if you've seen a fight, then you know that you kind of didn't get opportunities to box, which is game plan on his part. But I'm not a one-dimensional fighter. I can fight in close. I can fight in the outside. But that's what's going to scare a lot of people, I know, that I can fight on the inside as well, just as comfortably as I am on the outside. So that was the game plan. He took it away, but we had a backup, which is me fighting close up, and I was okay with that. And my coach didn't even second guess it. He was like, when you're on this side, catch and return. Don't sit there too long. Catch and fire back. And so we had a great game plan, and we prepared for it.
Yeah.
One more question before bro move forward with you. You're a very versatile fighter, just like you elaborated on. Like you can box, you can bang, you can move, you can come forward, you can go backwards. What keeps you so grounded in the game plan and the strategy? Because when you can beat people so many ways, the gear has got to be turning in there, especially under them lights like that.
Well, you have to be comfortable with fighting on the outside, mid range, and close range, and I'm pretty comfortable with all three. So my initial game plan with this guy was to expose him from the outside, but he took that away, and so you can't. I couldn't force it. I didn't want to force anything. So okay, that's what you want, then that's what you're gonna get. You want to fight close, that's what you're gonna get. So I'm comfortable fighting the inside too, and so when he got close to me, that's what we decided to go with, and we didn't have no problem. I didn't have no problem doing it. I actually like being as tall as I am and big as I am. I actually like to fight close because I get to sit on my punches way better than I do from the outside, and so that was fine with me too.
It definitely says a lot about your character. AK Rod, you could take over again, bro. I just had to get them quick questions in.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna follow up with that. Like I don't know how to describe your style at this point, but it seems like you're fighting more like a veteran now. Like, could you agree on that? Like, do you feel like that if you went on that Errol Spence path of like you taking on like the toughest name right now, do you feel like Michael Angeletti could like emulate something like that for the PBC to like make your name like blow up like a lot faster? Because I also did hear on one of like your previous lives, well, I think it was like the PBC podcast, right, where you were saying that you do want all the big names, like you do want guys like Stefan Fulton or Naoya Inoue, right, and all these other top level guys. And I truly believe that you are ready at this point, but I think as far as like where the politics are, do you feel like that you're being frozen out?
Do I feel like say that last part again?
Do you feel like that you are being frozen out of like the conversation where you're already ready for those names that people want to see you in there with, but you're not getting like the right like opponent to be like, hey, like watch out, like this guy's taking over the division one day.
Well, right now. Those guys at 122, so that could happen down the line. So I'm campaigning at 118 right now. So I know that all of it. I'm looking for anybody that want to fight at 118, and I do think PBC is growing me the right way. I am ready for the big fights. I'm not a baby. I'm not old, but I'm not a baby either. I've been in the ring with a lot of different guys. I have a resume when it comes to my amateur career and background and all the styles that I've seen. So I do believe that I'm ready right now. But yeah,
Yeah,
they just making sure they want to make sure I'm ready and me taking big steps up. We're not taking tiny steps. We moving methodical and taking big steps as we move on.
I think they're raising your name cachet in such a way that when you do get to that level, it's undeniable. It's Michael Angeletti versus this champion or Michael Angeletti versus that champion, because you're just like you said, your amateur pedigree is extensive. Your the people you spar with, like Rigo and a number of other professionals, like they the people in the conversation have to know your name at this point. It's just a matter of the business making sense. And it's like in their eyes, they're quote unquote champions, and in their eyes you're still a prospect. But I think being built and being moved the way you're being moved, it's literally a matter of time where it's there where the PBC is essentially grooming you and treating you like David Morrell, where he's on such a fast track that they're looking at David Benavidez next, right? And I look at that as a similar fast track for you, because being a prospect over at PBC, they ain't really pussyfooting with y'all like that. So I can respect your process in this progress. I mean your progress in this process thus far.
Yeah, they're definitely not playing when it comes to the fighters. They putting tough guys in there with everybody, even all the young guys like myself. But it benefits me because I'm ready, and so it really don't matter who they put in front of me. I'm ready for whatever. Yeah, I do think real soon it's just a matter of time. You just got to make sure they're trying to grow my name, and that's
So
just right now. I'm growing my name and stuff like that.
So, question. I got a list of questions, but my first one of take that I'm pulling off my page is like, how did you get into boxing? What drew you into the sport? What kept you boxing?
Well, I was always fighting in school and getting in trouble in school and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I always been a fighter. And I had just so happened one day I just found the gym when I was supposed to be at basketball practice, and ever since that day I didn't go to. I skipped practice, basketball practice, and I saw this gym. Coach told me to come join a gym, and I went in there, trained for a little while, ended up skipping practice and doing a boxing workout, and then I got back. Parents came to pick me up, and I never looked back. It was boxing from that day on, and I just stuck with it.
Amazing, amazing. And through the tough times in boxing, like what like obviously you're at a level now where you have ridiculous backing, and even in the amateurs, I'm sure you had backing there. But through the tough times in boxing, when you were still finding your way, what kept you going? Because no one starts out perfect. No one starts out the complete package. What made you stick around and become that complete package?
I seen the potential I had in myself, and I had a good support system that encouraged me to keep going, even through some L's I took. I never really lost a fight. It always was me not doing enough. I never really lost. Nobody never just whooped my ass or anything like that. So I always knew I had
Yeah.
put had to figure out the game. And I was like, man, I know I could do this. I know I could really do this. I'm looking at other people like, man, I know I could beat this guy. I know I'm better than him. And I'm not a national champion. It's just a matter of time. I just gotta figure out the game and what they're looking for. And so throughout the years in the amateurs, I figured out, okay, they want to see this certain stuff. They want to see this certain stuff. They want to see guys get busy. They want to see a certain style. They want a certain style to represent the Team USA. And so I took all that into consideration when I was training and just try to mimic certain styles that they like and that the judges was going for. Other people that I saw winning, I was like, oh, they like this type of style. And then I just kind of added a little flair with it and added my own twist to it and did my own thing with it. And that's how I progressed.
Hey man, that's really reflective of how I think me and K Rod view your style, because you're so versatile, but you're a high IQ boxer, and you're, again, you're extremely adaptable. So when you talk about being able to mimic styles in the amateurs and be able to give the judges what they want, because ultimately it's giving the judges what they want in there, right? So you being able to present that to them at such a young age, it makes sense for it to come full circle, and you're being able to do it effortlessly at the pro level. So in that journey, how did you form your team? How did you select the right people to help you grow? Like, a lot of people, they stick with the first gym they go to, and they don't leave until they experience an extreme low with that team, or a personal falling out. But you moved around, you found your team, and it seemed like it grew from there. Talk to us
Uh,
about the process and that.
Yeah, well, I have my first gym I started out with the first dude I met. He had got into like a little situation with his wife and stuff like that, and she was trying to end him. She was trying to kill him, and so my parents didn't want me around that stuff at such a young age. So I wanted to move to a different gym. And the gym I moved to was kind of like an hour and a half that I was driving to every day. My parents didn't like that, and so boom, they wanted me to move to another gym. So I moved to another gym, and the chemistry wasn't there, and so then I ended up moving one last gym, and the chemistry was there. Everything they told me to do, I was doing it, and I trusted some of the other coaches that I had in the past. They'd tell me to do something, and I wouldn't trust it, and the chemistry just wasn't there. But with this last guy, the chemistry was there. I could see what he was telling me. Everything was just making sense, and so that's who I've been with. That's who I've been sticking with, the same guy since.
Dope. K Rod.
yeah, I was going to ask, as far as potential matchups go, I was possibly wondering, could it be possible if you could try to maybe get that fight in with maybe a guy like, let's just say, like I'm just spitballing here, but
How about like opponents like Nonito Donaire or Gary Antonio Russell, or maybe Jerwin Ancajas, or maybe guys like Raymar Caballo, possibly?
I know the first. I know Gary Russell, and I know Nonito Lanier. Oh, who's that? Who's the? I don't know that third guy.
Oh, Raymar
Uncle
Caballo.
House, oh,
But
Oh
this was
yeah, Jerwin. He's that Filipino dude that fought that Argentinian dude, Fernando
yeah,
Martinez.
he's a little small guy.
Uh,
Yeah,
he's a super flyweight champion.
yeah, I know you talking about. I know you talking about.
Yeah.
Who was the last one you called? The other one.
Oh, Gary Antonio Russell, Nonito, Jerwin, and Raymar Caballo.
Yeah. Yeah, we would love those names. I would love to fight one of the vets. And Nonito Lornell, I would love to. I know he's out, almost out, but he still, he still got some with him. He still got a little bit left. But that'll be a great name to get under my resume, and add to my list of names. And that'll, of course, jump me up the rankings from where I'm already at. Any of those guys, him or Gary Russell, I would do that right now.
Yeah, because I
I
do
love to
know
hear that.
that Nonito, he'll be fighting Alexandro Santiago, right? That
Oh
Mexican dude.
yeah,
And
he's
then
mhm.
yeah, and then who else is fighting? Emmanuel Rodriguez. He's fighting for the IBF title
Yeah.
vacancy.
He beat Gary Russell, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, he beat
Uh,
Gary Russell.
yeah, I fought on that same card. I was there watching.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was there.
yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
I remember you fighting on that court.
Uh,
Hey,
but he,
um, question: what are some of your No, before I even get into that, what separates you from the rest of the pack? What makes you special and different from the rest of the competitors?
well, what's pretty obvious is my size. I'm tall, I'm long, I'm big for my weight. I can fight on the outside, I can fight on the inside. You can get it however way you want it. That's the and I'm versatile. Yeah, I'm not no one dimensional fighter. And my jab, my range. I got a whole lot of tools that I got. I'm quick, I'm fast, and I got power.
I
Obviously,
think it's your mindset too. I think it's your mindset too, bro. Like
I said IQ.
when the
I
way
get it
you look in
five
there,
times.
huh?
Say it again.
Oh, I was gonna say I was saying it's your mindset too, bro. It's the way you focus in there, and then you started to say something, but I didn't mean to cut you off. What was you
No,
gonna
I get
say?
IQ as well. Like I'm very smart. I break opponents down not only in the ring but outside the ring. While I'm watching them, I can see what they're good at and what they're not good at. And I feel that I can really expose them. And just getting in the ring with other top guys and sparring them, like a guy that he two guys that I get some of my best work from, and I learn a lot, and I can see I'm grabbing things from them. Is Shakur Stevenson and Oshaki Foster. Both of those guys
Oh yeah.
give me great
See,
work.
I can see a lot of that in.
They both at higher weight classes than me, but I'm able to, go at it with them, and I learn a lot from those guys. So just IQ on an IQ level, I know my IQ is high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why I say when I say mindset and your mentality in there, it's crazy that you said Shakur and Shock. It's like when they go in there, it's not even just y'all IQs. Like it's evident that all three of you guys have extremely high boxing IQs. It's there's a there's something similar that all of y'all got, and there's this is my ring mentality. Like it's however you want it, but it's essentially you gonna give it to you. I mean, you're gonna take it how I'm giving it to you, and I see that in the way you look at your opponent. I see that in the way you actually control. Like when you take lead, you sustain the lead. You're not allowing no return fire. You're not taking any unnecessary risks, but you maintain a certain amount of aggression. Where do you think you get that from?
I think life shit. Just part of life and just dealing with certain issues that's how you gotta be in life. Not just in boxing,
Hmm.
but you have that mentality. You can't go wrong with that mentality. in
That
all areas.
killer be killed. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Mike, what is the fundamentals that you put in the training camp? Do you focus more on just trying to like outpoint your opponent, or do you try to like please into like what the fans try to be desiring out of certain fights?
Main goal is to outpoint my opponent, but also I'm an entertaining fighter. I like to take risk because the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. So if I go for a big shot, then I know I could hurt somebody. But definitely, I'm not the I'm not the typical just box the whole time, move and like run around. Like I want to stay there. I want to fight. I want to get it. I want to get. I'm entertaining. You know. So my main thing is, of course, to win and outpoint. But I'm not gonna be up and there running around for nobody. That's just the way I fight. I'm not that person to move and I don't,
Yeah, because I think I think what the issue with boxing today is that a lot of fighters buy into what the fans want to see, and then it's like you see these fighters that get themselves hurt in a way where they're not like being disciplined as they are, and then once they get into that firefight motion, it's like you're setting yourself up for disaster to potentially get injured.
see what I think is. I mean, fight your fight and win a fight. And now, if you see somebody breaking down, and then step on the gas and go get them.
Yeah.
That's how I would see it. But fight your fight, of course. At the beginning, like let's stick to the game plan. And as you break them down, and then we can step on the gas and start getting closer and landing heavier shot.
So, question: you got any stories or situations that you've experienced in the game coming up, and that maybe have that maybe were hard learned lessons from the sport, and if so, like how did that moment change you?
Um, Not as far as the pros go, but I learned a lot in my in the amateur system, and I want to say nothing really bad happened in the amateurs. But the weight cut, I was at I never missed weight in my life, but making weight at 114 in the amateurs was pretty difficult. But I learned a lot doing that. I learned how to eat and how to stay disciplined in my diet and stuff like that. And, doing that in the amateurs, they make the pros way much easier. So I've learned a whole bunch of different things. As far as that, but nothing really crazy. But that was one thing that been sticking with me and how I've been making weight and just from the amateurs. That's how I'm able to make weight because of the amateurs making 114 all the time.
Well, since you hinted at that, I got a follow up question because I had another question, but and I still got it, but I gotta ask this. So you're a pro at this shit. What tips do you have for the listeners out there, possibly other fighters or amateur fighters, on maintaining a weight cut? Just give them one. It don't got to be the Angeletti book of secrets, but we just want one, just one.
You gotta stick, you gotta be disciplined. You gotta stick to it and then be disciplined. That's pretty
I
much
hear
the
that.
main thing. You gotta be disciplined. You gotta stick to whatever your diet is. You gotta stick to it. But my diet
Yeah.
is a whole
See,
nother. I do different stuff. Like I do intermittent fasting. Like
bro, I was about to say the same thing. So just to get like you don't, it's irrelevant information, but I got 4 pro fights under my belt in boxing now, and like intermittent fasting has always been the way I stay right. And then even when I tried to pack on weight after intermittent fasting for so long, it makes it that much harder because your metabolism has been reset and expedited. And it adjusts to, if you're doing intermittent fasting and you have a keto diet, there's no unnecessary fats or carbs. So that's crazy that you said that.
yeah, and then you don't eat. Like I don't eat till probably 3 o'clock every day. So I go to sleep like 9:30, 10. Let's just say 10. I don't eat till about 3 o'clock in the morning. But my last meal is a big meal. Like before I go to sleep, I get a big meal in before I go to sleep. And I pretty much lay over all the way into 3 p.m. the next day. Then I eat before my boxing workout. On my first workout, kind of some most of the time be off of fast. My morning workout be off of fast, and then
Nice. And it
yeah,
sounds like you have something like a a, a 16/8, like a 16-hour fast, and maybe like an 8-hour eating window, or maybe
yeah.
even less than that, like a warrior's diet, maybe where it's like 20 hours and 4. So that sounds dope, bro. Real dope. And
It's like
a lot of
18.
people don't say that again.
I say it's like an 18-6, 18
See,
fast.
good. And a
But
lot of
you
people don't
gotta figure out
realize
what's
that
good for
it's
your body.
easier.
Everybody body's different, so you gotta figure out what works for you and how your energy is doing your workouts. Now, if something is, if you can't get the best out of your workouts, then you might gotta change something. But that's been working for me. I've been doing it in the amateurs, and in the amateurs, you make weight. You gotta make that weight for the week. Every time you win, you gotta win. Every time you win, you gotta win. So with the pro game, it makes it easier because all I gotta do is weigh at one time, and then I get to blow back up.
Right, right. And I'm trying to be considerate of your time, so sorry to be hitting you with these drive-by questions and shit, cuz um there was another question I had. Yeah, what are your dreams, your goals, your expectations from the sport of boxing? Cuz a lot of us expect a lot from the sport of boxing, and it does absolutely nothing for you. But I think when you have the right approach to the game, and you've put in the amount of years and the right dedication and the right team, like you have yourself, it changes things. So when you're already living your dream, what are some expectations or goals that you have, obviously, besides being a one weight division champion?
Well, I want to be a multiple weight champion. I want to do something for my family to look up to. I want my family to look up to me and say, okay, Mike did it. He came from where we came from, and Mike did it. We all can do it. I want to break certain generational curses. I want to set an example for my kids, my baby girl, my baby boy. I want to show them that with hard work, discipline, and staying focused, you can be something. On top of me, on the outside of boxing, I do real estate, and so I want to show them that they can do it. I want to show my family that you put your mind, you can you could be some for real. So that's my main thing, and just building generational wealth.
I love it. Hey, you're really on a. It seems like you're interested in the financial literacy or financial freedom tip, seeing as you're already in the real estate outside of boxing. And one of my other questions are what's next for you outside of boxing, and what hobbies do you have? So, you already hinted at that you're involved in real estate as a real estate agent. Are you a real estate investor? What what other hobbies and activities do you get into outside of the sport?
Yeah, so I'm a realtor already. I plan to invest in the future. Once I'm still learning this a lot. It's all real estate is just a big thing. Like it's so many different niches that you can go into. So definitely
Right.
still that and building that up. I'm 3 years in the game as a realtor. Other than
Nice.
that,
Congrats.
I wouldn't mind in the future, managing and training and being a coach for some pros. But that's it really for the most part. I want to just hobby. I just want to spend time with my kids and show
Yeah.
them what them. That's really it. Just boxing and real estate with my kids and my wife. That's it.
Love to hear that. Hey, I ain't trying to hog it, but I gotta ask a follow up regarding real estate. So, where's your most field of interest right now as a realtor? You dealing more with commercial properties? You dealing with mixed use properties? You dealing with multi units? You dealing with single family homes?
Uh, Dealing with a lot of single family home, a lot of residential properties, and investors for the main part. Investors been my main thing right now. Dealing with investors. Investors want to buy, like distressed properties and stuff like that, and then they want to, rehab them and then sell them for a lot more. So that's been that right now in this last few months. That's been my main thing.
Oh, and I know you already know about other forms of distressed properties, like ones with tax liens and shit like that on it. So there's a like you said, it's a big world, and it's a world into itself, real
So
estate. So
going to so many different things. You just gotta find. what you like and what's easy for you, what's comfortable for you. But for me, I'm tapping into everything. Whatever makes me money, let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Can you hear me? Oh,
Hold on, say it again.
yep.
all right. Yeah. I was going to ask, in regards to, I guess at the weight cut, do you think if boxing went to how should I say, to like a weight cut, a setup where like if you weigh in like the same day of your fight, is that like a lot healthier for you instead of trying to weigh in like a day before, leading into like your fight?
Um, I think it'd be beneficial to some people. Then for some people, it wouldn't be. I don't think it make too much of a difference, but I really don't know. I really don't know. Maybe if they did like let's say everybody get a 12-pound weight clause and you can't go over 12 pounds, then maybe people would probably be more disciplined. It'd be more fair fights. Maybe I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, because I used to wrestle in high school, and that the rule was in wrestling for at the high school level is that you weigh in like the day of like your match. So therefore, once you weigh in, I think they give you like a grace weight of like 10 pounds or more, but I'm not too sure on that. Like as far as like the standards between all levels, but like
Mm.
I just figured that I like bring that up to see if that's like a better way of protecting a fighter's health versus like what we see now in boxing where like I say like for instance like with certain guys like let's just say Jaime Munguia like he's been fighting at 160 for such a long time, but it's like you can easily see that he needs to move up, and he's not like managing his weight discrepancy of like him trying to rehydrate to like a much bigger like weight class size, right?
Yeah. See, I think that I mean, he's making the weight, so if he keep winning, you can't do nothing about it. He's okay. So I
Right.
don't. That's a good question. That's something to look into, of course. But I
And I
think
think that's where that phrase comes from in boxing, where
people can
if
figure,
he's making the weight, there's no weight bullying, right? Because he
people
can
can
make
figure
the
out a way.
weight.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, no, no. It's on you. That I ain't hear you. That was my bad.
Now I was saying people gonna figure out a way. Like if they change something, people still gonna figure out a way to get the
You,
advantage. Somebody you gonna figure
right.
out like it's gonna be something else, and then they're gonna have to make up a new rule down the line. So I don't know.
So I got a question for you. Um, obviously, I gotta stop saying that because that's all we've been doing is asking you questions. But how has fatherhood changed your approach to boxing, and then how has marriage and changed your approach to boxing? Whereas we can say like there's a lot of people who they have kids and then their focus is taken away from boxing, or they get married and they get soft and they don't got that same dog in them. Cough, cough, Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? Like, no offense, but it's just like there's a lot of examples that we can ramble off, and it seems like thus far you're a young man in a game, but you're really a young man. You got a whole family and a wife out here. How has that altered your training process or your overall approach to the sport?
Man, I got no time to be bullshitting. Like I gotta make sure when I'm leaving the
Yes,
house,
sir.
they depend on daddy to come back home and win fights, and so when I'm out there training, I keep them in mind. Like they depending on me, I gotta go get it. I gotta go. I gotta make it count. So definitely they tighten my game up. For me, I know other people are different, like you said, but for me, my game's I gotta be tight. My game gotta be tight.
Right. Like to hear that, man. So where are you at now? Are you training and maintaining weight? Are you do you have something next coming up? Like what do you have an opponent or a date or are you just in the gym right now?
I'm just in the gym maintaining. I don't have a date. My people threw some dates at me, and but nothing confirmed yet. So I'm just waiting on them to give me the confirmation on dates. They gave me a few names, and so we just waiting on the date. Really, just waiting on the date.
Good, good. And aside of Shock and Shakur, are there any people that you feel that got next that you're working with right now that's keeping you your sharpest or making you feel like damn, like aside of me in this gym, he got next. He's the one up and coming.
Um, you talking about who I've worked with before, right?
Yeah, who you're working with currently. Obviously, you don't want to give no props to nobody who ain't feel me, who ain't in the fam or in your camp or nothing like that. But I'm saying, like, is there somebody that you're working with right now in the gym, maybe a sparring partner or somebody who you keep close to you that they're on their way up right now?
We got nationally ranked champion. He might have his pro debut July 1st. His name is Fabian Arredondo. He's been helping me out.
Okay,
He's a national champion at 119. But he's been looking
nice,
pro for the last few months. But the dude nice. He's short, and we actually worked out this morning. We sparred this morning, but he nice.
nice,
He gave
nice. I
me
like to hear that because
he gave me better.
obviously iron sharpens iron.
Huh?
Sorry.
I was just saying like
Oh no, go ahead.
give me better looks than pros. Some of these pros out here.
Yes, that's what I wanted to hear because I say obviously iron sharpens iron, and it's one thing to be at your level where you're so good that it's like obviously there's going to be more amateurs learning from you than you are from them, but there got to be somebody that's pushing you in there, and that's special too, and you're like, yeah, all right, that guy's giving me different looks that I ain't seen from pros, and you've been in there with big dogs, you feel me, like Rigo, Shakur, Shock. So that says a lot. And you said his name is Fabian
Arredondo.
Evadando. Okay, so we'll be checking out for him too. Um, it's it's been a pleasure touching base with you and sitting down with you. We definitely got to be considering of your time. So I just wanted to try to kind of speedball a couple questions at you. But who are you outside of boxing? Obviously, is there anything you want the people to know about you, or that maybe they don't get to know from you from your boxing experience? Like you dropping onto the world that you did real estate, and you do real estate is obviously an aspect you can't present in the boxing ring. So are there other aspects of Michael Angeletti that you want to present to the world now that they're completely unaware of?
Man, that's all I am, man. I do boxing, real estate. I train people on the side, just giving out wisdom to the kids in the gym, man. That's pretty much me, man. That's all I really do. And I'm at home with the fam. That's it. I don't really go out. I don't go out ever. I just hang out with that's my hobby, hanging out with the fam. If I ain't boxing, then I'm with my family.
I hear that. A provider, teacher, a protector, man. That's beautiful. K Rod.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's possible, could you possibly come down here to Florida so that way I can pull up for you and um, but the PBC can start marketing like your fights maybe somewhere down south, like if possible.
You saying that if I can come to Florida?
Yeah, for like any possible fights, for the future.
Oh yeah, I got it's a possibility. Antonio Tova nephew's be in my gym, and I know he from Florida.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, like I ran into Tarver not long ago at the zone fight for Jay Paul out in
Yeah.
Orlando.
Okay, yeah. I know he stay in Florida, but his nephews they train me at my gym. And he come to my gym. He been to my gym a couple times to see his nephews work and stuff like that. So that's a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got it. Sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna ask you like about like I just wanted to get like your take on this. Like, what's your whole take on this like new boxing combat league coming up? The TCL boxing combat league. Do you think that's a good innovation for the sport? And do you think that's good for fighters to get like how to say to get seasoned into the sport?
I think it has some potential, but they only fight like what 1 round or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I think it's good to maybe showcase some of the guys they be able to showcase their skills if they haven't been able to on the in the amateur level, and they wanted to be able to showcase their skill on I guess a semi-pro level, like they only doing one round. I think it can help some guys that haven't been blessed on the amateur level. They felt short. I think it has some potential to help some people.
yeah. Like I just figured that I asked about it because like I know in the past that there was like I don't know if you know Chuck Norris, but Chuck Norris used to hold those. I think he used to have like his own combat league, fighting show where it was pretty much like the same setup, but it was like actual teams going at it for X amount of rounds per fighter, and I think that's a good idea to try to revive. But I think as far as competition level goes, like it should be seasoned. As far as like if you're gonna go rounds, at least go maybe like 3-4 rounds, per fighter.
Yeah, I would say up the rounds for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, because just so the fans can be at least be able to establish some familiarity with the person that's in the ring at the time, because it goes by. It's exciting, but it's so fast paced, and there's so many changes in fighters that it's almost like you're watching one big fight with a bunch of different people. But I got a question that kind of goes back to uh what you were saying before about your gym. So you train in Texas, right? And you
Yeah,
from Louisiana, right?
yeah, I'm from New Orleans. Yeah.
Right. So is there any other exotic places that you've trained before, or any very special trainers that you've trained with other than the trainer that you currently have? Like maybe special locations or special people that you worked with. Like for me, one of them was Paul Spadafora. Working with him, he's real nice on the mitts up here in Pittsburgh, and even though he's shot out and shit, like he's special in boxing.
Hmm.
But have do you have any experiences like that?
Well, I was on Team USA, so we traveled so many different places and trained so many different places. Like we had a training camp in Great Britain and Ireland. So I mean
mm,
that
Nice.
was as far as like location goes, we had training camps there, and that was pretty cool. Now I fought all over. I fought like Poland, Germany, Bulgaria, Russia. But we had actual training camp. We trained in Ireland and in Great Britain for a little while. Coaches that's nice with the mitts, just nice with drills and stuff like that. Coach K Karoma. I don't know if you
Yeah,
familiar
hey
with him.
Karoma.
Yeah, but he was with me on the team, on the USA team. But he,
yeah,
he was out here training. I think he's still assistant coach for I think Shakur, and they just be out here. He trains Hefe. I don't know, Hefe at Jagua,
yeah,
Yeah,
yep. I know.
the heavyweight. He trained Duke Reagan, Troy Osley.
yeah. That's who I'd last seen him with was Duke, I think.
Yeah, and tonight, his guy probably fighting right now. Actually, Bruce Carrington. Shoo.
Yeah,
Shushu, my fucking
like I'm
guy. I ain't
watching.
gonna
Yeah, they
stunt.
they came they came to my
Yeah,
gym, and me and
I'm watching
Shushu got
Future.
some rounds in a couple times.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, and who else? Yeah, he came to my gym with Kenneth Sims, and we all had a little sparring session. But Coach K,
How was
nice,
that work for you?
huh?
How was that work for you?
With Bruce.
With both actually.
Oh, it's great work with both. Now Kenneth, a little heavier.
Yeah, definitely. He's 140,
He
right?
yeah, yeah. He
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
he
yeah.
wanted me to give him a look because some dude he was fighting said he moved like I do or something like that. So he had fought other people before I even had jumped in there with him. We made sure he was wore down.
Nice, nice.
Before I got in there with him. But nah, me and Bruce, we going like 10, 12 rounds every time when it was just me and him. But great work from both of those guys. But yeah, Coach K, another guy that I trust. As far as the coach go, if he tell me to do something and stuff like that.
Well,
But yeah.
since you got both experiences and you gave me one with Coach K and then you gave me multiple with training out in Ireland and training out in Britain, what was the most different or most unique training location you've had? Because I mean, obviously there's a difference between the UK, Ireland, and the United States. What was the most different or most like culturally shocking for you?
Um. Well, actually, I mean, I fought in Nicaragua one time, so I wasn't training, but I fought there, and that was probably like the most laid back and down to earth place. They had a lot of genuine people there. Like, I mean, at least the place that I was at, like, it made me so grateful for where I live at and for what I have, because those people didn't have a lot, but they made the most out of everything. Everybody was loving and caring, and it just made you be more grateful for what you do have, because those people didn't have a lot, but they was hella happy. And I know if my ass was there living like that, now I probably wouldn't be, I'd probably be upset. Like, damn, man, well, I got this, man. I'm living in this small ass house, and so it
Yeah, who
helped
I
me
got
be more.
robbed?
It helped
Who
me
I
to
got
be more
robbed?
grateful.
Hey,
No, I feel you though.
I got like a question for you, Mike. I wanted to ask you some questions, but I just wanted to be creative here. But as far as boxing venues go, would you like to see a new boxing venue maybe be centered around Mortal Kombat? And I would like to say, let's just say theoretically, could we get a Mortal Kombat style arcade tournament style boxing arena? Like, what's your take on that? Do you like? Do you think that's a good, market to sell to the boxing fans?
I think so, because so many people, play Mortal Kombat coming up. So that'll be interesting how that will be set up, or what kind of venue they'd be picked out for that. But that'd be cool if somebody could make it happen and make it make sense. Then yeah, I'd be for
Yeah, because like I was thinking, like if you knock somebody out, that could be like a fatality.
it. Nah, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
That'd
and
be
I just
cool.
think the fact that it's showbiz too, like I acting and directing at Point Park University, and I have like years experience as a director and an actor, and like it's still show business too, though it's a sport. Like heavily like themed shows, I think would help sell a lot more too, because I don't think people are being very creative when it comes to promoting shows. So I think that definitely was a creative idea, but just any theme for a boxing show, like how Tank had the theme during I think it was Halloween, and he kept saying I'm gonna do something spooky, and he had the Mike Tyson walkout, the Thriller walkout. It was like
yeah,
there was a consistent theme, but that was just on a micro level. Now, if you take a whole show and make a whole show have a theme, like how Canelo shows be, like then I think you'll appeal to a larger array of audience, because that's why Canelo picks the dates he picks, because it comes with a theme. You feel me? Cinco de Mayo is Mexican unity or or Latino celebration. You feel me?
I
So
think like Cinco
it
de Mayo.
always works for any. Sorry.
Yeah, like I was just gonna correct you to say that September 16th is Mexican Independence Day. Cinco de Mayo is just like a Mexican tertiary holiday. Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
for the correction. And he fights on both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just it comes with a theme to say the least. And I think if you put a theme behind the shows, and again, I think we're kind of speaking out of your range, because you get in the ring, beat ass, and then get out the ring and cash checks. So, but I do think themes will help push shows a lot more. Just to kind of echo his point with the Mortal Kombat thing. But
Yeah.
But hey,
Um,
personally, that's all I have for you. I gotta get ready to jump off of this. I want to be considerate of your time, but I know bro still got more questions for you. It was a pleasure. I'm just Combat Toolbag over on YouTube. That's the name of my channel. But I'm still listening in. I'm still here for the quote.
Cool. Appreciate it, bro.
No problem at all. It was a pleasure, man.
yep. See you, combat. Yeah, Mike, like I wanted to ask you some final questions. I wanted to get your view on some fights that are happening in the future and probably, tonight's fights. Like I wanted to get your take with Teofimo Lopez and Josh Taylor and Errol Spence and Crawford, and then like what's the other fight? I think Prograis versus Danielito Zorrilla.
Hmm. Um, First Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez. I got Taylor. I got Josh Taylor,
Oh,
and
nice.
I think that he's a he's game, and he's huge for he's a big guy for his weight at that weight, bigger than Teofimo. I think Taylor wins. I think he go decision. Could possibly be a KO, but I won't be surprised if Teofimo is game. But if I had to like put money on somebody, I would edge Taylor with that one. I think Regis is gonna blow this guy out.
Mm.
Hmm. And then I gotta go with my Texas guy, Errol Spence. But it's a 50-50 fight. That's a fight. That's a fight I wouldn't even put money on because it's so 50-50. I don't know. Is it who shows up that night? Who's the sharpest that night gonna win? But I gotta go with my Texas boy, Errol Spence.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know me, like, I'm always Team Errol Spence and Southpaws are unboxing, but, yeah, like, I wanted to just get your thoughts on that because, I wanted to follow up with the question, like, what makes a fighter, differentiated between a built-up fighter versus a developed fighter, and, do you believe, like, like, when it comes to matchups in boxing, are people not being objective enough talking about certain matchups that are actually really good versus matchups that we already know where if the guy's just going to blow out the other dude, then it's just not worth, going to, put your money down for that fighter or, to even see let the fight in person. But I wanted to get your viewpoint like for any fighter that's coming into boxing, is it best to develop yourself where you're putting yourself in there with tougher opposition, or like basically to build yourself up where you're not fighting with the best competition, but you're just advertising like your name so people can just be hyped like I'm hyped up behind like your name.
I think it's a bit of both. I think with the amateur system, that's where you should get most of your background from as far as fighting. Like, I think you should get most of your background from that and learning certain things with that. But when you do decide to make that decision to go pro, I also think that you should be able to move up in a way that you still testing yourself, but and also not over test yourself until you ready, until you of that elite level, that elite stats, and then it's time for anybody to step in the ring with you. But I think as you come up, you should definitely be testing yourself so that you can get better as a fighter.
Yeah. Cause I don't know, like I'm just cut from the wrestling, background where like, in wrestling, like you automatically get matched up tough with really, really like, like I would say like formidable opposition, depending on, the opponent. But I guess as far as like what you're saying, like, nobody doesn't want to see somebody just get sacrificed and get beat up badly. Um, like I am a believer of you are who you fight your competition,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're building yourself up correctly, where you're developing with all the best talent, formidably, then I
Mm-hmm.
think then I think that's where credibility from people that analyze your resume to say, okay, this is how you're supposed to do it,
Right.
versus like guys that you shouldn't be in there with, and you're just blasting everybody out, and then you're like at like what 30+0, with like no
No,
notable names yet.
incredible. Right, right.
Yeah, yeah,
You look at my box rec, I think I'm like number 7 or number 8 in the US, and then I'm ranked like number 30 something in the world or something like that.
yeah.
I'm only 8 fights in, but you look at everybody else, they 20-2 or they 20-0, 16-0,
Yeah,
in the same or some even behind me. You know what I'm saying? I think yeah, that I just totally agree with you. I think I'm taking the right steps and I'm moving because I developed myself already. I got a background, I got a resume, I developed myself in the amateur stuff like that. So I'm willing to take these fights that I know I can take, but also I'm not taking nothing that's just easy. Like this last guy I fought, I stopped him in the 8th round, but he made me work. It wasn't like it was just a handed to me.
no, no.
I had to work for that. He was in my chest the whole time. He made me work. I had to get him up off me. So
Yeah, Banquez had like a really like Sean Porter-ish type of, come forward style, just, up in your face, being
up
very
in my
dirty.
face, in my chest, real dirty headbutts and everything. The ref didn't even have to break us up. But I was prepared for that. I was prepared for all of that. I never complained one time about ref. He using his head. He hit me behind my head with rabbit punches. I never complained about anything. He's not. Ref never broke us up. We broke ourselves up and we fought. And so that was a good experience as well for myself.
Yeah, because I just think honestly, like when it comes to like the world title level, everyone gets so hyped off of like, a fighter's performance against opposition that no one's asked them to be in. And then it's like, you know, for people that try to use like the pound for pound status to say that this fighter's certified for beating a guy that no one's heard of, it's like, you know, certain levels matter in boxing, but the matchmaking needs to be fair on all levels because it's like if you're going up against guys like Banquez, where people would say, "Oh, well, Michael's a prospect," but it's like that the prospect term, makes no sense because it's like you're a guy with under 10 fights and you fought a guy that's a big time veteran, so it's like that's a huge like accomplishment to people that are hardcores, but I think for people that don't understand boxing and they don't care to understand how matchups are to be scaled, they just use that as like a means to say, oh well, it's okay like when we try to use our logic to say that guys who are not ready to face against the tough competition like David Morrell against anybody at super middleweight, a guy under 10 fights
Right.
compared to a guy like Vasil Lomachenko, where we already know that he wasn't supposed to get like a world title at all, but yet he was given one, and then look at what happened. The WBO broke their own rules to give Vasil Lomachenko all these like
Mm-hmm. But his
special.
second fight, right? When he lost to Orlando Salido, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Orlando Salido, and then he fought Gary Russell for the same belt, in which Salido he actually came in overweight for the belt, and then he got stripped, and then that title vacancy got ordered by the WBO for Lomachenko versus Gary Russell.
He got another chance.
Yeah, to which they broke like their own rules doing
Yeah.
that because you're supposed to fight for that belt, not coming off of like a loss. That
Yeah.
belt is only to be fought for after coming off of like a win.
Yeah, it was given to him.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just wanted to, bring that up because I think boxing has just been watered down, with like the belts, and everybody talks about, world like people talk about titles, not mattering for certain fighters, like a Devin Haney, but then it's like people play that, double standard for saying, a belt does matter for a guy like, someone that is, politically protected in the sport, and then they get away with, certain practices in which sanction bodies and promoters get behind them to give
hmm
them certain political leniency to get away with certain practices.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna follow up with like a final question. If boxing didn't have championships, and let's just say if boxing was ran by tournaments where you had to go up against all the formidable competition to be certified, could that create better clarity in the sport to make yourself certified in your division?
I think so, 100%. Yeah, because just like the amateur system, they have a draw. We can't pick who we want to fight, and you might get the draw. The first fight could be a championship fight type fight. It could be the best versus the best, and then you on the other side of the bracket, and you might not. So if it was like that, I think that with a draw and everybody fight everybody. I think that'll really stop people from ducking each other, and people could really, fight and get these fights. But it'll be good for the sport because I think the sport messed up a little bit only because Floyd, he went undefeated and everybody chasing that undefeated record and everybody wants to stay undefeated. And so people watching and moving real strategic on who they fight next.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, there's like certain fighters that come after me, just out of nowhere for like simply wanting tough, like tough matchups, and I'm just sitting here like, dude, like why are you getting mad at fans for simply wanting to see good, difficult matchups? And it's like, if you understand that you're not as good as you say that you are by fighting weak competition, but you got guys out here like yourself that are actually wanting to beat up on beat up on world championship level talent and chase legacy status, then that's where like my argument does come into validity, because it's like, why do I need to keep spending like my money for something that's not working, for having like a championship belt that doesn't fully determine who is really the best fighter in the world.
Yeah, no, I agree. I guess guys not fully, confident, and they still, I guess, working their way up. They don't want to take the hard route. They want to. I mean,
yeah,
they trying to protect that record.
yeah, because I'd be seeing guys like Keyshawn Davis, do that, and I see just way too many fighters just say, "Oh yeah, man, like I'm ready to take them all," but then it's like, they backtrack and say, "Oh wait, like I'm 7-0 or I'm 8-0 and I can't do this yet," and it's like, dude, just like get out about the sport, man, because it's like, if you're not ready, then somebody needs to either take you out or just step aside. Like, it's not fair that guys that actually want to be good, like, they can't get their opportunity through the sanction bodies that are screwing them over, and then it's like you got guys out here like I don't know, just like anybody that shouldn't even be at the top 10, that like that's getting world championship opportunities quickly, and it's like they're not fighting nobody good to actually be considered certified.
No, I agree. I know, but yeah, it's a lot of politics. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta hope to be on the good side of it. Like
yeah.
like other guys are, But yeah, that's just what it is, man.
Yeah, because like I want to see you be great. Like I want to see you dominate everybody in multiple divisions. But like I'm just hoping that things go well politically, where there's like no scummy actors trying to hold you down and shit. That's all.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for coming through, and hopefully, we get to see you holding like a world title soon. And I'll be rooting for you, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for the conversation, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if you got any last words before I sign off, go right ahead.
Just want to say thank you both of you guys, man, for having me on. Thank you that I'm for letting me talk to y'all and share and y'all sharing me and just thank you. That's all I gotta say.
All right, brother. Yep, just keep us updated with your next fight, and I'll do my part to help promote it, and like I'll try to keep everything up to date with any possible news.
Yeah, well, I'll let you guys know whenever I get a possible date. Should hear something some news within a week or so.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate you for coming on.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, peace out, brother.
Peace.
Yep. All right, y'all. Thank you for coming by. Shout out to Michael Angeletti. He is definitely the future of boxing, and yeah, hopefully we get to see Michael in there with all the top names. I do believe Michael, he is ready, and yeah, PBC, y'all know what to do. We believe that the champ is ready to take everybody on, and hopefully we get to see Michael conquer 118 and above. I do believe that the division is really really good right now. There's a lot of deadly names at 118. You guys probably already know some about the names. You got Carlos Caraballo. You have guys like Victor Santillan. You have guys like Antonio Vargas, which he's pretty decent. You also have guys like who else in the division? You have Victor Astrolabio, Jason Maloney, who's the champion right now. You have guys like Takuma Inoue, that's Naoya Inoue's brother. Yeah, like I think he's not really gonna be making it that far. Oh, and actually, he is actually the current WBA world champion. So we have a WBA world champion in Naoya Inoue's brother. That is very, very crazy. So, yeah, he actually had a decision victory over a 41-year-old Laborio Solis. That's very interesting. I'm very shocked that he actually had a title shot right away. I should have probably asked Michael about that because that's probably a good targeting method to go after Inoue's brother. But yeah, Manny's gonna fight for the IBF title. I know that for a fact, and that's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna be Manny's opponent. I'm probably thinking that's gonna be somebody within the division. But furthermore, Victor Santillan, he's actually going up against Shio Ishida. That's very interesting because I wasn't thinking he was going to fight him, but yeah, surprisingly, he is going to be fighting him. So that is going to be June 11th tomorrow in Japan. For those of you that don't know, and yeah, that's going to be interesting. And yeah, that's some great news. Shout out to Combat Toolback. He said, "Great work, K-Rod. Great interview, Michael." Yeah, man. Like I'm happy that I had Combat on here. This is basically what I do. I bring in all the possible names I can, and like I don't just do these shows just to get clicks and likes. I do it just to have fun and just enjoy like myself and just have let the best how should I say, have the best experiences with people that I'm like that I'm connected with in boxing. And who knows, even if I am big, and I have like a crap ton of people following me, which I am building up like my fan base, slowly but surely. I don't care about who's wanting to like me or trying to get glitz and glamour. I'm all for just having like a good opportunity to do what I have to do and just grow naturally for my channel. But yeah, the bantamweight division is pretty hot right now. Gary Antonio Russell, Alexandro Santiago, he's going up against Nonito Donaire, Jerwin Ankahas, Raymond Carballo. We also have who else do we have? We have some other decent names in the division, but yeah, I think the division is pretty hot. Oh, also, I can't forget about Ramon Cardenas and Dylan Price. Those guys are very special talents. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing them fight. Probably each other in the future. I think Dylan Price, he's a monster, and a lot of people definitely got to take a look at him because he's 16-0 right now. But best believe he's definitely going to be making some heavy noise in the future. But yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and I will leave you guys with the outro. And shout out to Michael Angeletti for coming on. And here is the outro, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Have a good day. Peace, love, liberty, happiness. And I'll see y'all. Bye.